Live. I am Stephanie Young, and I'm always grateful when you choose to join me here live on Wednesdays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, or on the replay. No matter how you join me, I'm incredibly grateful. You might be joining me on Facebook from two different places, either my business page, The Stephanie Young, or in my free group, Get Your Shit Together. And you might also be on my YouTube channel. So, no matter where you're coming from, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me. And if you are here with me live, I would love to know what your favorite spring flower is. And I'm asking because all of the daffodils that just bloomed in my area in Northern Virginia have basically been through their season and they're all dying and looking so sad. And it's kind of making me sad because they are, again, my most favorite flower in spring. They're bright color because most of the time daffodils are yellow, though I know that they come in white. They're just so sunshiny and happy. And to me, they're the first signal of spring outside of the red breasted robin in our area. And so knowing that they're all gone now kind of makes me feel like it is officially summer, even though I know technically summer does not start until June. So, no matter where you're watching from, I'd love to know what your favorite spring flower is below in the comments because it's always fun to learn what flower everybody loves because there are so many that bloom in the spring. Plus, right now, my voice is a little scratchy because the pollen is just everywhere and it is affecting me so much more different this year than it ever has in the past. So, if you've been being affected by pollen, I am so sorry. I know this year has been a little bit rougher for everybody else. My cat Meatball down there is also saying hi. He just wants to let everybody know that he is not being affected by pollen, but that he hopes everyone feels better. So, anyway, today I am thrilled that you're here and I'm so excited. We are going to be talking about how mastering your busy life, 3 simple tips to make your calendar work for you. Because I have a question. Are you a busy woman or man, either one, it's fine, who feels like your life is a constant juggling act, like on top of the pollen that's everywhere? But do you feel like your life is a constant juggling act? Do you sometimes struggle to keep track of everything that you need to do, from your work, kids' soccer practice, things that your husband needs, like personal stuff in your life? If so, you are not alone. The amount of people that I run into that say, "Oh my gosh, I have so much to do and so much on my calendar, I'm not even sure where to start," is countless. I can't even count it, definitely not on my two hands. So, you're not alone. Please, please know you're not alone. And let's face it, being a woman, being a human is tough. And it is tough a lot of the times because we have so much on our plate and it can be incredibly overwhelming to keep track of everything, not just some things, but everything. But with the right tools and the right strategies, we can actually simplify our lives. We can come up with some really great rhythms and routines that help us in the calm seasons and the busy seasons. And those routines and those rhythms can help us feel like we are in more control of what is going on. Because sometimes life throws us curveballs, we discussed this last week, that make us feel like we are out of control. And so, having routines and rhythms that have simplified things for us can help us feel more in control no matter what is going on. So, today we are going to talk about some ways to use our calendar to help us feel more in control, feel less stressed, and help us feel like we have everything kind of, pulled together. So, if all of this resonates with you and you're going, "Oh my gosh, Stephanie, like I wish my calendar could actually help me more instead of hinder me," like you are in the right place, whether you're here live or on the replay. Welcome, welcome. You're in the right place. So, again, I know it can be incredibly stressful to be organized. We just have so much going on, all the different schedules, all the different needs, all the different to dos, the chores, the everything. And so, again, you're not alone. I myself feel this way. I know my mom expresses these feelings, my friends, my clients, complete strangers on the internet in groups that I'm in. I see them all the time talking about this. I know when I talk to people that I work with, the women that I help in my paid coaching group and in my free groups, they talk about how they feel really driven and they want to accomplish so many things. And yet they have so much going on that almost detracts from them having the things they want, that they wish that there were ways to make it better. And so I'd love to talk about how we can use our calendars to help us to allow the things we want to have more of in our life be the tool to open those possibilities. So, if you want your life to have more of the things you love, more fun, more of your dreams coming true, more time with your family, more time for yourself, your calendar can be a tool to allow that to happen. And I will tell you, as a planner addict, I know that it can be very easy to think that planner perfection is out there, that you can, if you just buy the next best planner that we see pop up in our Facebook ads, everything will magically come together and we'll be fine. But I need to confess to you that it's not the planner that's the problem, it is us. And that part of me hurts to say that, but it is true. There is no perfect planner because every year marketers around the world and digital creators and planner creators will make something new to come and say, "Ooh, last year's planner was great, but now we've made it better." And maybe the planner is better, but at the same time, if we can find a way to use the tool we have and master that tool and really use it to the best of our ability and to tailor it to our needs, then the tool becomes the best thing we've ever had. So, find the a planner, not the planner, but a planner that you love and allow that to work for you, whether it's Golden Coil, Happy Planner, Passion Planner, the 90-day plan. I mean, there's so many planners out there. Artful Agenda, even just something as simple as Google Calendar, the Microsoft Office Calendar, whichever one. Pick one and make that tool work for you. I myself am a fan of a digital calendar. I love a digital calendar, and here is why. Because my digital calendar can come with me anywhere. Now, I'm currently on my laptop, so it's a little harder for me to show you how this really functions across the sphere. But I use a Google Calendar. It's one of my most favorite things because it syncs across all of Google. So I can log in anywhere and see my Google Calendar. Like if I happen to leave my house, oh, God forbid, without my phone, I could potentially log in somewhere else and still be able to see everything I need in one place. So I can take my phone, my iPad, my laptop, or a public computer at the library, whatever I need, and get to my calendar. And so having it in a digital format allows you to have your thing you need anywhere you are. Plus, having it in a digital format, especially on your phone, means you don't necessarily have to take a big paper thing everywhere you go. So it's a little bit lighter weight in a purse, in a backpack, and it might prevent you from having to take two things with you in places when you travel or etc. So, I am a huge fan of a digital calendar. A digital calendar is also easier to share. So, like if I need to invite somebody to an event in my calendar, for example, I have my son's daycare schedule in my calendar. If I want to share that schedule with anyone in my family, my mom, my dad, my mother in law, my husband, either of the uncles, anybody, I can very easily email that calendar to them and they can add it to theirs as well. So a digital calendar can often be easier to share than a paper calendar because anybody can be added to a digital calendar. Digital calendars can be shared with clients. So you can easily say, "Oh, hey, like this is our call schedule. Here's how to add it to your calendar." I am a huge fan of digital calendars and I can tell you, I can go back to the post on my Facebook and say, like find it when I was like, I don't like my digital calendar. And then it hit me that I thought I was using the tool incorrectly. Basically, I was trying to use a weed whacker to mow the whole yard. That's not what a weed whacker is for. The weed whacker is for edging and trimming a yard. If I can edge and trim a yard correctly, It'll work better, much in the same way that you wouldn't necessarily edge and trim a yard with a mower. That's not what it's for. That's for the whole expanse of a yard. I was using the tool incorrectly. When I learned how to use my digital calendar correctly, now I love it and I can't imagine going back to paper. Do I still often take notes on paper? Yes, I do, because sometimes I still like to write things down. But my planner, the things in my schedule, have started to function so much better digitally. It's so much easier to share. Now, if you are struggling to figure out how to set up your digital calendar, we're going to be doing a master class on that in just a few weeks. And I would be so happy and so honored if you came to join us. You can drop master class in the comments below and we'll get you all the info so you can get registered for that. But we will teach you how to set up your digital calendar. We are going to be focusing on Google Calendar, but some of the tips will translate across the palette of digital calendars that you can have. But my favorite way to use a digital calendar, the number one tip that I can give you within using a digital calendar versus a paper calendar, is to put the things that you know you need to see all the time on there. Put everything on there. So if you know that you want to see when your annual doctor's appointments are, sorry, Meatball just really wanted to join us. He loves the spotlight. Put that on there. If you know that you need reminders for your like biannual dentist appointments or your children's like doctor's appointments, put those reminders in there. All of those things can live in your calendar digitally so that you don't have to leave like little sticky notes all over the place and hope that they don't fall off a fridge or be forgotten somewhere else. So, number one tip today, use a digital calendar. And within that tip of using your digital calendar, house the things in there, the reminders that are less frequently happening in your life, the things that like you may forget to do. Tip number two today, to master your busy life, how to use your calendar, is to color code it. So pick colors that will help you remember things. The advantages of color coding are when you see it on a calendar, whether you do use paper or whether you use it digitally, are that the colors jump out at you and then there's an association to that color. So, personally, my favorite example are when I think of green, I associate it with money. And so, because money, cash money, is green. So, all of our paydays and all of our bills and our calendar, when I would do it on paper and now when I do it digitally, are in green. So if I look at my calendar, I know anything in green is either a bill coming out or a payday coming in. And so when you color code your calendar, it can help you see what's coming out. Everything for our child is a specific color in my calendar. Everything for my business is a specific color. And so when you have everything color coded, it helps you see what things are. And especially why I love color coding. My number one reason, besides that you can kind of differentiate what is what with color coding, if you put in your calendar specific colors, so for example, if you put in a calendar like me time or self-care or taking care of my like body, however you want to put that in your calendar, if you want to set aside time for like chasing my dream and you say, I really want to dedicate 2 hours a week or 4 hours or 30 minutes, whatever you can dedicate to yourself, to lighting your soul on fire and like having all of the passions in you be at the forefront of what you do and how you spend your time. If you color code that and you fill out your calendar and you look at the week and that color's not there. So, for example, for me, that color is pink, which is kind of funny because pink is not one of my favorite colors. But if I don't see pink on my calendar, that tells me, Stephanie, you're not spending any time on yourself this week. You haven't set aside any time to do any of the things that you love. We need to schedule time for those things. And that, my friends, is the beauty of color coding. When you color code your calendar and you pick a specific color that helps you say, I'm dedicating this time for me, and then you don't see that color on your calendar, that's a great way to recognize, oh my goodness, I'm not setting aside time for myself to follow my passions, to take care of my soul, to give myself rest, to be able to chase any of the things that I want to be able to chase and love. So, color coding is a great and amazing tool, not just for helping you differentiate what's going on in your schedule, but to allow you to prioritize yourself. Third is blocking out time for tasks. It's so easy to just write a to do list, put your list on a piece of paper, stick it on the fridge, and try to work on it. But I will tell you that sometimes that list could actually just become part of your calendar. This is also something that we'll cover in our masterclass. Again, if you drop masterclass below, we will go over this and I will teach you how to build some of your reoccurring to dos into your calendar so that you don't have to constantly write them over and over and over again, almost kind of making yourself feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just never going to get any of this stuff done. For example, I know every week I'm going to need to buy groceries. And I've talked about this with a couple of my clients. We've done this on some of our coaching calls where we talk about things that just naturally reoccur, where instead of putting it on a list saying, oh, Wednesdays are a really good day for me to do laundry. So on Wednesdays, I'm going to do laundry. So I'm going to put it on my calendar that Wednesday is laundry day. And then instead of writing down, oh, do laundry, oh, do laundry, oh, do laundry, laundry day is going to live on my digital calendar or my paper calendar. And so I know it's laundry day because it's Wednesday. And now instead of writing it down over and over and over again, it simply lives there. And then it blocks out the time. It lets you know on your calendar, like it's laundry day. So today, instead of booking a ton of things to do, I'm going to do laundry. Now, does that mean you only do laundry? I don't know your life. Maybe that's all you do. That's totally fine. Kudos. But if you are saying, okay, I know I need to do 2 to 5 loads of laundry, you can say, all right, I'm going to start my laundry at 8 a.m. Or maybe you get up at 6 a.m. like I do. And so you started at 6 a.m. And in between loads of laundry, you do a few other things. But if you can block out time for tasks in your life, whether it's personal, business, your family, that will help you also see where your time is being spent. So, if you have been struggling to make your calendar work for you and you feel like you've just been juggling everything and things are slipping through the cracks and you're getting really frustrated, I would so encourage you to use a digital calendar so that you can take it with you wherever you go. Color code your calendar so that you can see where you're spending your time within the categories that you might preset. So you can have a color for your bills, you can have a color for chores, you can have a color for each child, a color for yourself, a color for your spouse, a color for business, whatever works for you. And we can go over a color coding system in our upcoming masterclass. I'll be happy to show mine with you and how I work that out. Third, block out time for your tasks so that you know where you're spending your time. And when you coordinate your color coding with your tasks, it works even more efficiently for you so that you know where you're spending that time. Lastly, if you are like, oh my goodness, this was so great, and I'm really terrified that I might forget some of this information, but I'm not sure if I can come back to rewatch this video, I would be so happy to share the show notes with you. You can literally drop the word notes below, and I'll get the show notes for you so that you don't have to forget everything and you'll have it in written form. Friends, again, I'm always grateful and honored when you come to join me to watch these videos again live or on the replay. It has been so much fun chatting with you about how to master your busy life. 3 steps to making your calendar work for you. If you have any other questions, you can drop those below and I would be so happy to chat with you. But again, thank you for joining me. I so hope that you found these tips helpful. Be sure to share what tidbits that you might have learned today because maybe that will help somebody else. Again, drop the word notes if you would like the show notes, and masterclass if you would like information on our upcoming masterclass where I hands-on teach you how to set up your digital calendar, how to color code, and how to time block. Again, I will be back next Wednesday at noon Eastern with more audacious tips and strategies to help you have the life you've always wanted. Have an amazing Wednesday, friends. Bye.